Hey, hello, The Warning. Since we recorded our episode, 3 really cool things have happened with you guys. Just wanted to see if you had a few minutes to share those 3 cool things with us so that we could drop it in the podcast show. Congratulations, and hope you have a few minutes.
Yeah, great things have happened since then. We actually released our first single called Choke. It's part of our 3rd album that is on the way, and we're so happy with it. We're very proud of this song. And also we recorded a music video, which was also a great experience. We haven't done that in a while. So, presenting this song visually was also a challenge, but we're so happy with how it turned out.
And also, we're very, very proud and happy to announce that we're part of Metallica's Blacklist album, and we're just so excited to be part of this project. And because we started with this Enter Sandman cover, it's what launched our careers. So now to be able to do our own version of this, and not only us as a band, but also in collaboration with Alessio Cara, is just absolutely amazing. And we're so happy and excited for you guys to hear this new version.
It comes out September 10th, so be on the lookout for that. We're so happy, and we can't wait to listen to the finished podcast episode. We're so happy.
Hello, welcome, bienvenidos, ¿cómo estamos? My name is Marcelo Treviño, and this is El Composer Podcast, a show about creating tracks that tell inspiring stories. Monterrey, Mexico, a city that has notoriously birthed amazing musical talent, really leveled up in 2012 when this band erupted in its scene. Since then, their powerful and virtuous, unique take on hard metal rock has been heard around the world, hailed by some of rock's most respected heroes, featured in video games, and amassed millions of listeners and viewers on all audio, visual, and social media. With 2 critically acclaimed and successful albums to their names, 21st Century Blood and Queen of the Murder Scene, not even a global pandemic could stop these relentless sisters from delivering a 3rd installment to their loyal fans. Produced by David Bendeth under their new label Lava Records, check out their new album later this year, available on all platforms. With us here today, Daniela, Paulina, and Alejandra, The Warning.
Hey! What's up?
Oh my God, what an introduction!
I know, I wrote it myself.
I feel so complimented.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Well, it's you guys. How are you guys? First of all, I have something to say that I want everybody to know that happened. But how are you guys doing?
We're good. We're excited to be here. Excited this was possible. And getting ready to talk and tell our stories. Woohoo.
Well, I want everybody to know what happened because I feel horrible. Okay. Who books, this is my first question. Who books The Warning for a podcast and then screws up royally on like time zones and scheduling? Who does that? just has that ever happened to you? I don't know.
Kind of.
Somebody doing that?
If like, si te sirve consuelo, it has happened on our part, and it feels so bad. Like you mess up the time zones, and you feel so guilty. So don't feel guilty because it always happens to us. It's fine.
Yeah. My heart dropped like completely because I like schedule and I'm like, what do you mean you're on the connect? And then I just froze. My brain froze. I just, so anything. But this makes up for when you guys, I have to say this story also. You guys came up to Canada and Vancouver and then drove just with no regard towards our friendship and our lives. You drove past my town without letting me know. So I'm taking this as like we're even now.
Yeah, we're
okay.
even.
Totally even. Yeah. Well, no, we were even before because you did the same thing here.
You came to Monterrey and you didn't come to our house. So
well,
so we have a free pass now for the future.
Yes.
You still have, you're right. I'm not forgiven yet.
Oh, wow.
But I just want to share that story so that all of our listeners can collectively feel bad with me and then collectively say that I'm super sorry about
don't worry
this
about
crap.
it.
But I thank you so much. I know you guys are super busy and I thank you so much for being here. We're doing it in English because
Yes.
I want to get up my English speaking podcast episodes up a par by the other Spanish speaking ones. Plus, you guys have fans all over the world, so this is gonna be super cool for them.
For
if they check it
everyone.
out.
Yay!
And, welcome.
We have never done a podcast, so this is cool.
Really?
Yeah, never.
Yeah.
All right. This is for for Luchador Audio. I'll tell you guys all about that. We're not gonna dwell on. I'm not gonna get into super pitch. Seller mode here we're doing a podcast, but yeah, I'll tell you all about it. Luchador Audio, we talked about it. I mean, the courses and the instruments and stuff, but let's get right to it.
Yes.
Songwriting.
Ooh.
Okay, technically, emotionally, musically, spiritually, everything. Take me through the process of how a track from The Warning gets built.
Ooh, okay.
Wow.
All
Okay.
right.
So, yeah,
Okay.
getting into it.
Has it changed from one album to another?
Yes and no. Our process, I think, is still the same, but as you may know, each song has a different soul to it. So it's never quite the same. And some of them are really hard to get done. Some of them are done in an hour, just boom, super fast. But it usually starts with Pau on the piano. She has great concepts and ideas already going. She shows them to us, and that's where we kind of jump in and start the opinions. Woo!
Opinions,
You guys
baby.
very opinionated?
No,
Yeah.
it's really cool because I'm just sitting on the piano making a song
Mhm.
and thinking of melodies and lyrics and concepts like Dany said, and then I show it to them, and I could be completely sold on my idea. But I need to pitch it to them. They need to absolutely love it. Yeah. So it's
Yeah,
nerve-wracking.
you're pitching stuff.
And then I show it to them, and they're like, "Okay, this is cool. Let's work on it." And we start with arrangements.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
But as you asked, we are super opinionated, and it gets hard because there's some of our opinions are so different, and it's crazy since we're sisters, but we have clearly very different tastes when it comes to decision making on a song.
Wait, you guys are sisters? I'm just kidding.
we're all especially involved in every single part of the process.
Yeah.
We're making guitar lines together. We're making bass guitar lines, and we're making the drum parts.
Yeah.
The three of us.
Yeah.
So we don't get away with anything.
When you're writing on your piano, Pau, playing the piano and writing, do you just write chords, or are you already thinking of riffs? Do you hear that stuff in your head, or does that come later?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Okay.
Sometimes I do start writing riffs on the piano,
Mhm.
and they usually sound pretty bad on the piano because I'm just banging it away, and it sounds so
Yeah.
planned.
Yeah,
and
but-
everything. But I usually show it to Dany, and if she likes
Mhm.
it, we keep it. If she doesn't, we don't.
But it's crazy because I can clearly remember right now working on the third album.
Mhm.
I remember the days where Pau would be making some stuff on the piano, and she'd be she would call me Dany, come downstairs and play this for me. And I was like, okay, cool. So I grabbed my guitar, played the riff while she did something on the drums, and I was like, oh, this sounds cool. But then she would be like, no, it doesn't go like that. You're playing it wrong. And I was just
That
like,
is very frustrating.
no.
Yeah. That is very frustrating. That I have such a clear idea, especially with timing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
Uh-huh.
I have to kind of teach it to Dany, so then she can do whatever she wants with it. But at
'Cause
first,
I
I have
would-
a clear idea. of
I
what
would
it's
get the
going on.
notes right, but not the phrasing. You know
Yeah.
how it's supposed to.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's not
Yeah.
wrong because it doesn't exist. But it's a whole process. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in my brain, there's a little bit of space between this part of the riff and this part of the riff. And you're like, I don't get it. No, try it this way. I don't get it. Try.
Yeah.
You can hear it in your head, but then when you're trying to get somebody else to play it, it's not.
But I don't play
The
the
same,
guitar. So, but we make it work.
Yes.
Communication.
Of course. Yeah, things wouldn't be the way they are. And how about Ale? When are you coming into the process, and how is it for you finding out what harmonically you're going to be doing and melodically?
When we work on bass lines, we usually work together, and usually Pau has a really clear idea of what she wants.
Mm-hmm.
So she'll tell me do a funky groove or something. And I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah, what is
Funky groove.
what is
Very
it?
specific.
And it depends on every song, because sometimes the bass has like the main riff, and
Mm.
sometimes I just need to like play the basic chords, just play
And then add like some passing.
Of course, yeah.
and then add some passing notes.
Yep.
So I feel like that's what we do.
And I
For
think
those songs?
like as a band, the bass plays a very important. Like
Yes,
we
it does.
love the three of us are
Love
bass
bass.
fans.
Yeah.
So we're just like we have
Yeah.
to have this cool bass line, and we're all like on top of Ale, like, okay, but what if you try this? Okay, and she's also like, wait, can you let me like
Let me
even
do
like do my own
me.
stuff?
Yeah. Let me figure it out
Yeah.
before. Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about structure? Yeah, is that come for the song? I mean,
Right.
once you guys are jamming, I mean, you've figured out what chords, a little bit of the melody and the voice. You've played a couple of riffs. You're now structuring. Maybe you play a little bit on the drums. You're riffing out something. When does song structure coming into the play for you guys?
No,
I think it comes in like from the beginning. I think
Yeah.
we have a clear
From the
like,
beginning?
when
Okay.
I'm on the piano,
Yeah.
I kind of
Mhm.
know like what I want to be a
Sometimes,
bird.
yeah.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
sometimes it's so
it's
funky.
because sometimes it comes out very naturally, but
And
other
sometimes
times
it
we'll be
doesn't.
like, "Hey, I made this pre-chorus," and we're like, "That sounds like a chorus," and she's like,
Yeah, that
"No,
happens
it's
a
a
lot.
pre-chorus."
I'm like, it's a
Yeah.
pre. This does not feel like a chorus. And then something that happened a lot in the new one was like, this doesn't feel like a chorus. And it feels like a pre, but it's too strong to be a pre-chorus.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
too
So we
like
would have to like come up with a really good riff to kind of like replace certain parts.
Yes. Sometimes parts get better than they start out as, and then you have to like replace them with something else. It's like, oh, your pre-chorus gets too cool, and then it extends into like a chorus, and you're like, oh, now we don't have a pre-chorus. What did we do?
yeah.
You have to figure that part out. You have to fill in the
Yeah.
blank.
So you come in with like a rough plan, but it's
Yeah.
rough and it's gonna change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, throughout. And then plus sometimes when you start adding, I'm guessing, little arrangements here and there,
Mhm.
it's like, oh, maybe we could start with this. Make that
Yeah.
be, or
Yeah.
make
Or like
that.
this
Has
could
that
happen
happened?
in the
Yeah.
bridge and you could repeat
Yeah.
it here.
Yeah. That happens with our bridges most of the time.
Yeah, with the bridges. Yeah.
With the bridges.
Yeah.
Well, what do you mean that you grab stuff from there to put other places?
Yeah,
in
no,
the
like
song,
we
or-
make a little cool arrangement for like the pre-chorus or something. It's like, oh, if we do this again and break it
Like a
down on the
reprise.
bridge,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, yeah.
Okay.
So we do that.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. And is that something you do when you're like jamming the song together?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
it kind
already
of pops
when,
into
like,
our
when we're
head.
trying out the arrangements.
Yeah.
This is the type of things
Yeah.
that come out.
Yeah.
That's really amazing. I mean, that's not an easy thing to do. I was having a podcast with Pucho Monfort, a producer in Monterrey.
Mm.
We were talking about songwriting, and we were reminiscing about how we were in a band and we got together and figured out songs with our instruments hung from ourselves and like trying to figure out, and then everything you do, every mistake you do, like people can there's actual people there
Mhm.
who can hear every time you mess up. You have to figure out what comes next and how you interact with each other harmonically and melodically. And I guess that's something that isn't done as much now, I guess. People are
Right.
doing a lot of projects starting from scratch by themselves on the computer or with a couple of people. And the art of actually hashing out a song with your bandmates in a room, trying to figure out how to make that thing work. There's so much to be learned there.
I know.
Yeah,
Because that project
It's
Well
an
done.
uncomfortable process. Like,
It is.
let's be
Yes.
real.
It
It makes
Yeah.
you feel so uncomfortable. I think the place where we struggle the most as a band, well, in that process, is the drums. That part is generally frustrating because I know that like
Okay.
sometimes I have a very clear idea of like, oh, it should be like in halftime here and kind of have a fill here, but it's all in the air. And then Dany and Ale start like, you know what? We should add like a tung 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 pat, and I'm like, what
Yeah.
the hell does that mean? You need to be
Yeah.
specific because when I ask them something
No.
like to play something, I kind of got the notes down. So it's a whole process.
Yeah, no.
It is.
Yeah,
funny.
you're communicating on it's like play it for me.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait, play it again. Wait, no, play it again, and then you're like, oh, okay. So it takes a while to like share your idea and make it like one idea
It
between
takes a
the
lot
three
of
of you.
But
patience
you
and
know-
understanding.
Yeah,
It does,
and you
it
know,
Yeah.
you're totally right that this process is very, very special
Mhm.
because it gets you to a whole different point to the song. Like even as a band, having someone else come in and seeing it like freshly from an other perspective, because once you are like all the time doing that song and that song over and over again, you're just enter this cycle of
Yes.
Yeah.
going around the same
Everything
thing.
sounds good after a while.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah, and granted,
Yeah.
it doesn't let you go. It's really frustrating. And it comes to a
Yeah.
point where you can see clearly what you should or shouldn't do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where
Yeah.
like producers come in and that type of thing.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
How was it? I mean, that's a really cool Thank you. That's the beautiful transition from the songwriting process and track building to your experience with producing the new album.
Oh yeah.
How was it when you guys pitched or presented all the songs in your demo form? Oh wait,
It was a-
quick question.
Yes.
Do you guys demo? You guys demo at your
yes.
we
studio,
made
right?
crazy demos.
Everything.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
we
of course.
we spent a whole month. We spent December, the entirety of December
Oh,
of 2019
Ooh.
making
Yeah.
demos
Okay.
for these songs.
Right.
Because we still hadn't signed with Lava. Like we were just gonna record the album and release it, right?
Okay, congrats on that. I have to congratulate you guys on
Oh,
that.
thanks.
thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're very happy.
Well, sorry, you were saying.
Okay, so we were planning to record it on February. So we had to do pre-pro crazy fast. And we had all the demos, we had everything ready, very planned out. And when we do demos, we basically do a very clear example of what we want to
Yeah.
record.
Every
Like,
arrangement
Yes.
with
all-
the sound it should have, it plays like
Everything's there.
everything.
they're very meticulous.
Everything's where it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we enter the studio, we don't waste time because time is money in
Of course.
studios and they're pricey.
Mhm.
So we just go in and do what we have to do. So we were going to do that in February, and then it kind of pandemic hit stuff, and we
Yep.
started talking with
Chaos.
Lava. So things kind of got put on hold. So we had
Yep.
like our demos or songs frozen
We're
until
Mhm.
we signed until July.
yeah.
It was a
Wow,
crazy
okay.
time. Like we couldn't
was.
play live. We didn't
So,
do anything.
When we
I know.
when we were pitching them and the label liked the demos and everything, they were about to become like 1 year old. So they were just
Yeah.
like,
Wow.
what?
The demos.
Yeah.
The,
demos. Yeah, the
demos. Like the songs were older. Like that's crazy.
It's so crazy.
So
Didn't you get a feeling like you wanted to like just do a new one at one point?
we did.
Yes
do
and
a
no.
couple of new
They were so
ones.
old.
Yeah.
They were like they've been there.
But
for
you know
so long,
what?
right?
We did. Actually, we had 10 songs.
Yes, original.
And when we started, okay, wait. This story is going to be put on hold because first we have to introduce the amazing David Bendeth into the story.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
of course.
When we are, finally signed and everything, we started talking about, okay, so when do we record it? Let's do it.
Mhm.
And they were like, okay, we can see like no,
We're
let's
not
do
gonna record
it.
it January.
Let's
we need
do it right now.
September. Right
Yeah.
now.
Let's go for
Yes,
it.
let's do it. And they were like, okay, let's see what's available. And here's like, we came up with a list of producers that we want to work with. We will like see availability. And they said like, oh my God, David Bendeth is like such a great fit. Do you want us to get you like a call with him? We're like,
You're
sure,
like,
yes, do it. So
Claro.
we met him on Zoom, of
Zoom.
course.
Yes.
And
Did you guys schedule it and then he didn't show up?
no,
Or is that
no.
that's just me, right? That's just me, of course.
you're going to beat
Claro.
yourself up for this the whole like podcast.
I know. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so you guys met on Zoom, right?
Yeah, we
Yes,
did.
sounds-
And we hit it off straight away. Like there was this kind of
Nice.
connection that
Yeah.
was just
We
there.
had really good chemistry, and we
Yeah.
kind of had the same view
Cool.
of where we wanted
Yeah.
our album to sound like more than anything.
Yes.
Like we, the common point was that we wanted our album to sound like what we sound when we play
Live.
When we
live.
play live, yeah.
That was the
Mhm.
goal. Like
Yeah.
that energy and that punch that we packed live, we wanted it in an actual album. So we agreed on that and we started talking. We
And
sent him some demos.
We were honest with him straight away and said like, okay, yes, you like in this project you will be the producer, but what does that stand for? Because we are very opinionated and we have been like we had very unpleasant history with some producers like down the line. Like we don't want that to
Yeah.
repeat again. Like so like
Yeah.
we're not just going there to like play pretty in the studio. Like no, we're going to work and
Yeah, of
fight
course.
for what we want in our music. And he was like, totally, this is about the songs and get them to be like the best they possibly can. And we were just like, oh yes,
That's
this is
great.
awesome. So we hit it off straight away. And the plan was to go and record this and have pre-production, recording, and mixing in New Jersey, where
New Jersey,
he's
babe.
there.
Yes.
Yeah, he's from there. So he knew like all the
lived there.
studios where he was comfortable and everything. We just like, you know what, that's better. But before doing all that, we kind of went and dove into the song straight away. What do they mean? The lyrics, like everything, the arrangements, what he thought, what everything. And he said, like, you know what? Let's write, like, I think we should have more songs.
And we
we're
were
just
like, what do you
what?
mean more songs?
Why?
I mean, put it into context.
Why?
Yeah.
Like,
So
we
it's-
had these demos for almost a year now, and we had these songs for almost 2 years now.
Mhm.
So we're like, we have to write more. And
I
we wrote two
Because you
more.
guys are super busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you guys are already doing stuff, so you have to like schedule in doing more of that big project.
Exactly.
And then, so we wrote 2 more songs. But we wrote 2 more songs like a week before going to New
To
Jersey.
the studio.
So it was like, we need to write these songs now.
Yeah.
So
And we did.
they
We did
sounded
it.
so good.
And they made the
They turned out
album.
great. Yeah, they're the album.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And
That was like last minute thing. Those
Yeah,
are usually
very
the
last-
ones that are like that shine through, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
no,
it was, and
and
it was crazy how much they kind of fit into the rest that we had because we were scared they were going to sound like very
feel very
different
different.
or something.
Yeah.
But
Because it's been a while since you guys are written something.
yeah, so it was great, and we got there and we were super nervous because even though we hit it off on Zoom, we still didn't
Person is
know this
different,
guy, and we
right?
were going to
Yeah.
spend
Yeah,
like
of course.
3 months with him in the studio. So it was just like,
I know.
what?
That's nerve wracking.
It was. But no, it was great. And we learned a lot from him, We learned the
Mhm.
importance of honesty and actual communication throughout the whole process because, man, living with someone, it's basically living with someone for 3 months. You
Yeah.
get to see every single side of them that there is.
Yes.
good and bad. Good and bad.
Yeah.
And in a working environment, it's just like everything can happen and everything affects, because music is very much also a mindset. So a bad emotion, a bad day can totally mess up your performance for what it's going to and it's going to be printed out for eternity. So it's like
Yes.
no pressure.
Plus, you guys, of course, and then you have the pressure of doing this in the middle of a global pandemic
Yeah,
and
right.
taking all these precautions and making sure you guys have enough energy to put that energy into these songs and the album.
Yeah.
So it's a big challenge.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, it
and
was-
How did it end up for you guys? What was your experience in the end?
It
I have 3 questions about the recording
Okay.
of your latest album, one for each of you. But how did you guys feel at the very end?
It was awesome.
It was great. Yes.
Like we have to look at the silver lining of things. But
Yeah.
usually when you record an album, you're really secluded. Like you're in this little bubble of art, and that is where you stay. You try not to have too many distractions. Like you try to just stay there. I mean, there are people who stay living at studios while they're recording for a reason.
Mhm.
So it
Yeah.
was kind of like that, just like fuerza. Like you had to do that because of health.
Yeah.
But I mean, it still served its purpose in a way.
Yep.
And since we got along great with all the team,
Yeah.
and it was just a very healthy process of communication.
So when we finished, it was kind of bittersweet. It was like, yes, we finished. And like, oh my
Like,
God, it's
we're
over.
finished.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you never wanna stop recording when things are
Yeah.
going really great.
Exactly.
Before my super quick 3 questions about producing for each one of you that I prepped up, because they're just fun questions. What did you guys build first for? I mean, did you go for drums first? Did you have a click track? Did you already have everything laid out? What was the order of? I mean, usually it's like drums and stuff, but did you have stems to play to? And how was the process for you guys?
Okay, so that was very
That was fun.
like the whole recording process this time was super new for us because David does things, he has his way
Yeah.
Yeah.
of getting the performers best performance out of them. So he's like, okay, let's put a click track, but not just a click track.
It had to be
My click
his
track, yeah.
click
His
track.
click track.
Okay.
And we were like, David, it's a click track. Like, how different
Yeah.
can it be?
No.
I took it back. I immediately took it back.
No, he told us. He was like, every artist I work with always begs for Mike, like after we finished the recording.
Yeah.
And we were like, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna be one of those. We're gonna break the cycle. No.
We didn't break the cycle. He got such a good click
he
track.
sent you the web file.
Yeah,
right?
we have it.
Click.
It's really
It's so
It's
good.
really good. I don't know how it is. It's just very short and precise. So
And it has like a
just,
shaker doing 16 notes. So there is no blank space on that.
It's really good.
click track.
yeah, it's great.
There's
Wow.
no.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah, it's crazy how it works.
We could have a whole podcast episode on click track.
Literally.
No,
Yeah.
So basically, what we did during
Uh-huh.
pre-pro, we only had 2 weeks. I mean, it sounds like a lot, but it was very
That's a
quick.
short time.
And so we went into recording drums. That was the first.
First.
one.
Did you get the click on your? Did it work? The click work for you? Like the sound of the click, did it work for you while you were recording immediately, or did it take a while?
Yes, but it was weird. Look, like I had the
Okay.
click track and I heard it perfectly.
Yep.
But I was on time, but I wasn't grooving. If that makes any
Oh,
sense.
okay.
Yeah.
Like there was no feeling in my playing. So basically, what
Yeah.
we did, we opened Logic up. David grabbed his
Yeah.
little MIDI keyboard, and he did these tracks to go along with the click track. That is basically a bass synth doing 8
Okay.
notes.
Some loops.
Gang, 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 and he claps. Gang, 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 throughout the
Yes.
Those
whole
were cool.
song. Every song, we have that.
Yeah.
And so that's that. I had the click track and like the loop
And the
track.
kakakas.
Yes.
It was very
Groove
uncomfortable
track.
to play with that. Like I'm gonna be honest, it sounds so annoying.
It's yeah.
There's so much going on.
But I got it. I mean, I was
Yeah.
really tight with it, and
sounded
sometimes with click
amazing.
tracks
Really
and
good.
drums, like
Yeah.
it kind of like not bleeds out, but it kind of like fades away in your brain because you have the hi hat, you have the snare, and it suddenly you just stop hearing it. But with these
Yeah,
loops,
it's part of the
there was
groove.
no
Yeah.
escape.
Yeah.
No. It's always there.
Yep. And
That's amazing. That's experience right there.
Yeah.
Of someone who knows
He didn't
how to
even
get through.
flinch. He was just like, "Oh,
Yeah.
let's make the loop tracks."
yeah.
Like, okay.
Okay. Yeah, no, it was very fun.
Okay, so after drums. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
You're saying?
No, I was actually going to say that. Woohoo! You read my
Okay.
mind. After drums, they went immediately to bass.
Bass.
We were like drums 1 week,
Bass
bass
for another week.
another week. Get it, Ale?
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what to say about the bass week.
Yeah.
Um,
You know?
Bass week.
You know, I don't know what to say either because we weren't there. Like, well, we were always checking up on her.
But we weren't
But,
in
like,
the room.
Bass week, David said like, okay, we're going into bass, and this is like Ale and I like
Ale's
our
time.
time, you
Mhm.
know. So we're
Yeah.
just like, okay,
You guys should go hang out somewhere
yeah.
else.
He's like,
Go
give
have some
us
Cheerios.
space, and we're like, okay, cool. So they recorded for the whole day, and we would just come in at night to hear like
To hear
What
the
we
result.
did,
what
yeah.
happened.
Oh,
You know what I
Yeah.
just remembered?
What?
So Ali was recording bass for this specific song. I had just finished recording the drums, right?
Mhm.
And I played the song incorrectly. Like I skipped
That's
a part.
right. She
I
skipped
cut
like
it
a bar.
short. I skipped a bar.
Oh, right.
I
Okay.
started sweating. I wanted to cry. I was like, "Oh my god! Like, what are we gonna do?" Obviously, they fixed it very quickly.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, like, tick, 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 tick,
that
tick. Yeah.
moment, you're
Yeah.
petrified.
Of
You're
course.
I
such a
remember
dick.
I
And-
was playing the track and I was like, this part doesn't end
Am I
here.
missing something?
Right.
Yeah, like, what's?
Am I doing it wrong? And then we checked it and no, she didn't play.
It was so
Yeah.
embarrassing. I was mortified.
I know. Something like that just happened to me a little while ago when I was like reporting to record a podcast,
Mm-hmm.
and I was scheduled for one time, and then it feels. I totally understand how you're feeling. I'm
we
super
see each
embarrassed
other.
about.
I
Yes, we see
literally
each other.
thought you were saying like another story. I was
Yeah.
like, huh. I was just like, oh wait.
Yeah.
I
No,
was
it's gonna come
interested.
back. It's gonna be here all throughout. I'm sorry.
And I mean, overall,
So-
for the bases, I feel like
Yeah.
the thing I learned the most, of course, was grooving. Because also it happened to me that I played on time, but I felt like a
Mhm.
robot. So
Right.
that
To get the
didn't
groove
work.
right is well, once that's the cool thing that you're at that 10%, right? You everything's locked down, but you need that little extra
Mhm.
just detail of grooving so that things
To
really
feel it.
And it's very weird. Like to someone who doesn't play to just hear like, oh, it's not grooving. Like what the hell does that even
Yeah.
mean? But it makes
Yeah, of
such a
course.
big difference.
It does. It really
sound-wise.
does.
Yeah.
And I learned to play on time. Well, I did play on time, but I rushed a bit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I really noticed that while recording. it was really frustrating at first. Like the first day of recording, we got almost like nothing done.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was really frustrating,
happens.
but then I
That's
got the hang
horrible.
of it.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
sounds
You started getting into the groove.
Yeah.
I mean,
Start settling. And David Bendeth has this amazingly annoying ear that he notices everything.
everything.
So it's just like, you're put in like a microscope, under a microscope. That's it.
Yeah.
So
of
it's
course.
like, oh man. Yeah.
And something that happened to the three of us is the timing thing that Ale was talking about. Like, we thought we were on time. We thought we were pretty cool at that. We thought we were good at that. After
Yeah.
this whole recording experience,
Psych!
No.
Not really.
You
No.
found the next. You found the next level.
Yeah.
You guys have
Yeah,
been
we're happy
upping,
about it.
power upping.
Yeah, like
You've been
we
skipping
learned.
to the next level for years since
Yeah.
2012, and then you do a project, and then or you play a gig,
Yeah.
or you write a song, and you start finding the next level.
Level up.
And
Level
these are the experiences that level you up.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
That's amazing.
in all that sense, it went absolutely amazing. Like we learned a lot about ourselves and what we have to, what our next step is, literally in focusing on playing together. Because that's what's another thing. Even though playing individually was its own challenge, like playing together, like really together was like, we've been doing it for so long that it has now become like this automatic thing that now it's like, oh my God, I don't pay that much attention because I'm so used to it that now it's like, okay, let's get back into noticing everything that happens all the
Yes.
time. So it's so
Plus,
weird.
it's recorded forever and ever and ever and ever.
Yeah.
So you can hear what you need to make the track sound like, right?
Exactly.
Like on live and when you're practicing.
Exactly.
That's good. That's awesome. After that, guitars,
Yeah.
arrangements.
You know what?
Yeah.
The next part was actually very funny. It wasn't that like, hey, we are going guitars, then vocals, and like, no. We were okay, so next up is rhythm guitars only.
Yes.
And lead vocals. And we're going to go like one day guitars, one day vocals, one day guitars. Like,
oh,
yeah,
That was weird.
because it was very weird. And I think I did like it, but at the same time it threw me off because David said, you know what? You may not believe me because I worked on so many projects, but this is the first time that the guitar player and the singer is the same person. And I don't want to burn you out. Like the rest of the process was all me, guitar
All
work
you?
and singing. So it was 4 weeks of intense work. And he was like, I don't want to literally burn your brain.
Wreck your brain.
Exactly.
Brain your drain.
Exactly. Yeah. All that.
Brain your drain. Yeah. Drain your brain. The other way around.
Yeah.
No, I totally get it, and it can be. It's mentally challenging.
Yeah.
It's physically challenging, and it's a whole lot
It's
to
a whole
do.
thing.
Okay, so my 3 quick fire questions about recording your new album. Here we go.
Okay.
For Ale. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The most amazing. If you had to say one amazing part of it, lo más cool que te acuerdes, the coolest one experience during the production process.
Get it.
Ooh, I feel pre-pro was really cool. Like we learned a lot in pre-pro. I feel like we learned more in pre-pro than we actually did in the recording. So it really prepared us for the recording. I mean, that's what it's for. But we also learned a lot about playing like within ourselves and really grooving together. So I feel like that really helped a lot. That was one of my favorite parts.
Yeah, and it was
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Okay.
don't worry. That was Anna's answer. I don't know when I was gonna say anything.
You're gonna like, yeah, of course. And okay, Pau. The most challenging part of it, lo más difícil. What was one of, like, if you had to say one thing?
I think the most challenging part of recording an album, I think for everyone, is like the mental health aspect. Like really taking the time to breathe and say, am I okay in this moment? Am I good emotionally? Because it's such like a hard process to go through because art is all in the brain. It's very hard to explain.
So much information there.
Yeah,
right?
the fatigue you feel after working just one day. Because maybe you're not working like a 5 to 9 or whatever it's called. Like you're not
But
working
it's tough.
specific.
It's mental strain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the mental exhaustion is insane. So just keeping like a good rhythm and like a good checkup system between ourselves. Like, hey, I can pick it up in terms of like handling people and like negotiating, debating the ideas today.
Of course. Like you go, and then you come
that,
back
and
help me
also
out
a
with this.
cool thing was the language thing. We had the Spanish weapon. Like we could discuss between ourselves and then just present an idea. So that was also pretty
because
cool.
no one
really
understood
cool.
us.
That's really cool.
Español.
Yeah.
Okay, Dany.
Yes.
Last quick fire question. From your recording process of your album, the outtakes, the quirky, lo más funny, one moment that sticks out as a big outtake or funny moment that you think would be cool to share.
Okay, so there are a lot of funny moments during the whole process, especially since, the whole team was very kind of jokester-y. And since we are very loud and we always like to talk.
As you can see,
there were a lot of jokes that came out through the whole process. We even had like a shoelaces untying contest throughout the whole thing. No, yeah, it was.
How does that work?
So
How does a shoe untying lace contest?
Yeah, like whenever you would get the opportunity, you would try to untie someone's shoes. So yeah,
no, it was annoying. It was really annoying.
It got annoying because I got really into it. Like, yes. Anyway, whatever.
Spanish was also one.
Yes, when we talked in Spanish and everyone would get annoyed, they would make a lot of fun of that.
Or when we try to teach them.
Oh, that was really funny.
That was insanely funny.
That's always funny.
That's super funny.
I don't mean to be mean. Spanish is really hard. Like sometimes I get it wrong and I'm from Mexico. But sometimes they would well, the highlight was Juan Ponce de Leon. You know that guy, right? You want to know how they pronounced it? What was it?
Juan
Ponce de Leon. Like, what is that?
Juan Ponce de Leon.
Yeah.
That was an ongoing joke.
Yeah.
Plus, there's some really funny words that even in Spanish they sound funny. So when somebody else says it in another language for the first time, and you hear it, you see them pronounce it. It's fun stuff.
Yeah. That was
very funny. Yeah.
Well, guys, I don't want to take up a lot of your time. I'm so happy that you guys had a little chance to talk about a little bit of songwriting, producing, and your album. One last thing I just want to say, you guys rock. I mean, it's just.
Thanks.
I mean, I'm so excited that you guys are part of this this project at this early stage of it, and we'll talk later about building some artist series instruments for you guys on the site. Great. Some loops, some bass loops, some drum loops, some guitars, and some stuff like that. That'd be awesome to do with you guys. Anything else you want to share with your fans? Okay, of course, you can find The Warning at Instagram. It's at The Warning. What is it under?
Rock Band.
The Warning
Rock Band.
Yeah, The Warning Rock Band on Instagram. The website for The Warning is
thewarningband.com.
thewarningband.com. You can find the band there and check out all of their albums. They're amazing. There's some stuff in there that I'm still figuring out harmonically and melodically. It's just amazing stuff. You guys are true rock stars. I'm so happy you guys are here. And anything else you want to share about stuff that's coming up for you guys?
Well, more than share, we really want to thank you for having us here. We had a great time. It's always great talking with you. Yeah. Even though we had a little
of course. That had to come up again before we ended. Thank you so much for reminding me.
Yeah. It's always so cool to talk with you because we can get into songwriting, but it goes a little bit deeper than that, It's just it's so cool.
We'll get geeky about it some other time also. We'll talk about recording and DAWs and Logic and stuff like that.
All right.
And of course, you guys, so sorry that like we got rescheduled.
No
We were joking,
problem.
it's fine.
I feel
It's
I feel
okay.
horrible. I'm going to totally edit all this remorse from the. No, I'm keeping it. Of course, I'm
But-
keeping it.
Like, even though that happened and it's totally okay, we're going to tease you all the
Of course.
time.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
yes.
expect anything less from you guys. And
Definitely.
well, I just want to add that you guys were a big part of The Last Kids on Earth, which was a Netflix. It's a Netflix series that's out on Netflix. You guys played the drums and bass and guitars and that. It's amazing. I used a lot of that punch and that extremely virtuoso, unique style that you guys have on the show. You can check it out on Netflix.
Go check it
We're
out,
still
guys.
waiting. We're still waiting to see if they let us do another 2 seasons or more.
Yes.
Tell
Hopefully,
your people to
yes.
tell Netflix. Tell your fans to tell
Yeah.
Netflix to.
Yes.
ask
Give us
them
more
for-
Last Kids on Earth.
Yeah. Did you guys like it? Did you guys like the show?
Yeah. No, it's
It's-
so cool. I will
it's-
never forget the tiny screwdriver. Like, it's etched in my
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah, it's fun. We did 3 books on
Yeah.
Netflix for that, and we're still waiting to see if anything else comes up. Of course, you guys, I'll send you some files to record because it's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Our cues for the show. Whenever your stuff comes on and I start using it, just brings the whole music cue to life, and they just sound amazing. So thank you so much also for that. And
No, it was an
well-
amazing experience. Thank you for having us.
no, thank you so much. And that would be our show. Thank you so much. The Warning. Check out their new album coming out this year. And this is El Composer Podcast. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye. See ya.
See ya. Keep rocking.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.
As always, my name is Marcelo Trevino, and this was El Composer Podcast. Gracias. Thank you for being with us today. Thank you for creating, listening to, and or supporting music creators. Of course, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any of our upcoming episodes. And I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.